Priyanka Chaturvedi, your party's case comes up before the Supreme Court tomorrow. At this moment, one argument seems to suggest that the EC has done the right thing. Eknath Shinde Sena had more MLAs, they had more MPs, and therefore they've gone by law and they've granted the symbol to the Eknath Shinde Sena. How hopeful are you that the Supreme Court could possibly come to your rescue?
Okay, step one, we are not asking for election commission to be disbanded. What we're saying is the election of the commissioner, the chairperson of election commission, should be done via a collegium. Because right now, Supreme Court is also hearing a case where a bureaucrat takes voluntary retirement from services and within 24 hours is appointed as the election committee chairperson. So that what Uddhav Thackeray ji said was, this is not a transparent way of working. It has to be through a collegium-like system, or a system needs to be created where election parties, all of them, political parties are on board to decide who will be the person who's best suited in that role. Now, second part about the Supreme Court, whether Supreme Court agrees with our arguments or disagrees with our arguments would only be known once the verdict is out and whatever decision they take. However, it gives us that opportunity. Every citizen of this country has the opportunity to take their case and have their case heard in the apex court of India. And that is what we're doing as a political party, where we see how other agencies were undermined, have continued to be undermined, whether it's the Enforcement Directorate, whether it's the IT, CBI, which were used to create a split in the political party, Shiv Sena, and now using the Election Commission to give it a stamp of approval and hand over the entire political party, its symbol and its identity to people who actually went against the political party. So this is unheard of India's history. So I'm very certain the Supreme Court will ensure and uphold constitutional morality and democratic principles of this country and take a call on it. And
the Election Commission went through multiple deliberations, hearings, and they seem to have followed the principle of the test of majority, which goes back to the 1971 Sadiq Ali judgment, which we were just discussing, which is that the Eknath Shinde Sena had more MLAs and MPs, and therefore at this moment they are the natural inheritors of the symbol.
So in the Sadiq Ali case also, there are three tests of majority. You cannot cherry pick which test of majority you want. And the 3 points here. One, the legislative majority. Let's remember, this legislative majority was derived by using ED, IT, CBI, money, whatever, to lure elected representatives of our party to break away from the party. Second, these very MLAs who have left the organization, who've gone against the party, their case is already being heard. Their disqualification case is still being heard in the Supreme Court, and they haven't reached a logical conclusion. That case started in the month of June. Now, the Shinde faction went to the Election Commission only in the month of July end, if I'm not mistaken. So even going by that test of majority, it's a flawed idea to hand over them on the basis of test of majority when all these MLAs on the basis of which you decide the majority stand to be disqualified once the Supreme Court hearing is over. So considering the matter is sub judice, how did Election Commission reach their goal, reach the idea and belief that they have a legislative strength? Secondly, the 10th schedule of the Constitution categorically says a political party is much larger than its legislative members. It constitutes an organization, it constitutes office bearers of the organization, and how these office bearers of the organization lead to, handing over political party symbol and ticket to a candidate. So if you look at the organization strength, which again they have cherry-picked, they have overlooked, over 20 lakh primary members affidavits in support of Uddhav Thackeray was submitted to the Election Commission. Over 4 lakh office bearers of Shiv Sena who are in support of Uddhav Thackeray ji have been submitted to the Election Commission. And we have about 220 national executive office bearers. They, out of that, 160 odd are on our side, while they have 11 affidavits that they have submitted totally are 4 lakh. So even if you look at the organization strength, if you look at our party strength in the Legislative Council, all the MLCs are on our side. In the Rajya Sabha, all 3 Rajya Sabha MPs are on Uddhav Thackeray ji's side. In the Lok Sabha, 6 out of the 18 are on our side. And in the Assembly, 15 out of the other candidates are on our side. So it's not like it's a one-way street. you'll have to, when you talk about majority, you'll have to look at a political system as a whole, political party as a whole. Otherwise, if you're just looking at legislative strength, so next time, you should do away with political parties itself. You should give symbols to everyone who wants to contest an election, and then you can auction all the MLAs who are the winning MLAs, and considering Bharatiya Janata Party is the richest party,